Hello friends, this is Vicky Wadhwa from Red Dice Cricket. Thanks for all the love and support you are giving to us. Thanks for all the inquiries, all the comments as regard to bat making, as regard to cricket equipment making. As you know, this is a channel which provides you all the information as regard to bat making, as regard to cricket equipment making. So this is going to be a special episode of ours because we got a chance to meet Mr. Jeremy Ruggles from JS Wright and Sons Limited, who are one of the biggest makers of quality cricket English willow from England. So I tried to put some questions as regard to bat wood making. I tried to put some questions which you keep on asking to me as regard to bat wood. So I'm hopeful that you will definitely enjoy this interview. So here the interview is.
Yeah.
Hello friends, I'm Vicky Wadhwa from Red Dice Cricket, and today I'm having with me Mr. Jeremy Ruggles from JS Wright and Company, UK, who is the biggest supplier of cricket bat wood across the world. So first of all, Mr. Jeremy, welcome here to Anthem Sports and my Red Dice channel.
Thanks, Vicky. It's very good to be back after 3 years of no visits from COVID. It's good to be back to see you again.
Most welcome, sir. So how the things going in India after 3 years? How you find? I mean, the business here in India is going.
Business is very good. Everybody seems very busy on English willow.
Yes.
English cricket back willow only grows in England, as you know.
Yes.
We planted 31,500 trees this winter just gone,
Okay.
and we cut down about 9,000 a year. So we're always planting many more than we cut.
Okay.
Hopefully to guarantee trees for the future.
Okay. So what's the what's your job profile there in your factory, in your company?
So I own 50% with my cousin, but I'm in charge of the grading, the yard, running the yard, and the sales. And my cousin, he's in charge of the purchasing of the trees, planting of new trees. So we work very well. There's a team of three actually, because my cousin's son is also in the business, Oliver Wright.
Okay.
So we work together as a team, but we keep out of each other's way.
Okay.
We get on very well.
That's really nice. So I have some questions from my viewers who keep on asking me as regard to the grains of cleft. I mean, here in India, everyone is asking that they need more grain bat and more narrow, tight grains are in fashion these days. What's the difference you reckon that? What's the difference in tight grains and wide grains?
I've been trying to persuade people to go wide grain for many years. In the 70s, 1970, people like Viv Richards, Ian Botham had wide grain bats,
Yes.
and they hit the ball just as far as anybody
Yes.
can today. It just means I think the narrow grain bats, they play well quicker. But a wider grain bat will last longer, and it will play well, but it need a bit more knocking in and a bit more gentle persuasion to make it good.
Okay.
But you should buy a bat on the ping,
Okay.
not on the appearance.
Okay. And what normally lower grade means? I mean, if they are inferior in quality, I mean, people reluctant to buy lower grade because it carry a word lower. I mean, since we
Yeah,
have
but
to grade something,
it's only appearance.
it's only
Yeah.
appearance, nothing as such as regard to quality.
No, not at all. No, colour makes no difference. Knots make no difference. The battle's still ping if it's made properly. And I see you press every one yourself. You do, so you know the pressing is done correctly.
Yes.
So
So
you,
technically, I don't feel any, but my viewers want to know because they always say that you are maker, so you will definitely praise the thing you will manufacture. So you are the neutral person for whom I ask that if lower grade bats are good
No.
or it's just a matter of appearance. So thanks for
if I was buying a bat, I would buy a lower grade bat. I wouldn't buy a pretty bat.
your answer will help me to 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 satisfy most of my viewers and some of my customers that, as I said on my so many videos, that don't go for top notch bats because lower grades are equally good as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So one more question. I mean, people keep on asking that double shade bats. I mean, a bat having a reddish portion on one side and white portion on another side. A bit technical question. Do you reckon any difference in single shade cleft or double shade cleft technically?
Um, Appearance, no, there's no difference. I think it's just personal preference, really. You see professional players, some like a pure white bat, with some like 50-50 redwood. I think it's personal preference. I don't think it makes a lot of difference. You obviously press it a bit different, I would think.
No, it's nothing as such different
So
in pressing as
it's
well.
just, again, it's just appearance. When we buy a tree standing in the field, you can't tell if it's going to be white or brown until you cut it down, then you can see it.
Okay.
But the brown wood always comes from the middle of the
Middle
tree.
of the tree. But one more question. I mean, since I follow you on social media, that you as a grower you have to face so many problems. What's the problem generally you face as regard to climate or anything else? Because like I'm following you from so long,
Yeah.
you have to put in so many efforts. What's the problem main you have to face in making this game alive for us and making so many efforts?
Yeah.
You may just
There's three main problems. One is the weather.
okay,
So in the UK, when it's really wet, you can't get on the land to cut the trees down. The farmers don't want you because you make too much mess.
okay,
So sometimes you can't cut down the whole year round, only in the summertime.
okay,
The second main problem is pests in the UK. So we have an animal called a deer,
okay.
and we have little animals called squirrels.
Yes.
You may not have them in India, I don't
No,
know.
it's not that big in India.
Right, but they're a real problem in England. They eat the shoots out of the little young trees
Okay.
and take them back to their nests, but of course they do a lot of damage to new trees. And the only other problem is people not growing enough trees and selling.
That's how, I mean, there are so many more questions, but since Jamin sir is running short of time, and I would like to conclude this video here. And again, on your behalf, I welcome Mr. Jeremy here at Anthem Sports and Red Dice. You may just have some word for Anthem and Red Dice that will help you
Yes,
doing.
we've been dealing with Anthem since, what, 20 years?
It's 25.
20
The day you came first time, I am the first guy.
Okay. So my daughter was just been born then, so it's 28 years ago.
Yes. So,
And this is my 25th trip, but these gentlemen are always very honest. You get what you pay for when you're buying a cricket bat, I would imagine. If you pay for a grade 3, that's what it'll be. They've got a nice new factory up and coming. Very nice people to deal with. You're my friends, really. You're not really customers. You're friends.
thanks a lot. Sir.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. And just signing off from Red Desk Cricket. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.